what was your experience like to prep for this type of contest?
It was very, very eye-opening, I'll say. I always knew, like I said before when we were talking, I grew up as a military kid, so I've grown up relocating, and I always knew that real estate was something that was so interesting because I'm able to see so many different environments. This being my first ever competition where I'm able to not only compete in a real estate based competition, but learn about it prior to doing that. So through the knowledge sessions and the different events that we had prior to actually having the competition itself was very eye-opening, just to know that the world of real estate is a lot broader than just selling homes or investing in flipping houses and stuff, but it's really a transformative way of how to create better communities for people. And I learned that throughout this experience of just seeing different developments and then coming up with my own idea and how I could bring something to the table with my team. So it's been amazing.
What would you say has been the challenging part of this whole process for you?
Probably the most challenging is just honestly the research. Our case is centered around a development that's happening in Toronto, Ontario, which is in Canada, and not only is it that we're still learning about real estate in the United States, but having to understand the environment of a different country in a whole is very interesting. So I'll definitely say that was the most challenging. And also, like, while I'm trying to create and bring something to the table, I have to first teach myself about it before I can tangibly spit something back out. So having the knowledge that they gave into us and then spitting it back out in a way that's creative and unique and productive to the real estate growth is something that was definitely the most challenging for me through this experience.
And working with your team, putting this, your case study together, tell me about that process.
Oh, we met a lot. It was it was a lot of long hours, a lot of long nights. Professors would be walking in the hallways and they'll see us in our College of Business at like 10, 11 p.m. just trying to work it and just think about the case. And it was very cool. I think my team specifically, of course I'm biased, we have so many different personalities. We have a marketing and entrepreneurship student, so she's into all of the marketing design based thing. We have a business management student who's kind of more into the organizational side, and she's actually a licensed realtor in 4 states, so she has the residential real estate aspect that she brings to the table. We have an animal science student, a student that, and with a minor in entrepreneurship and chemistry, that brings the more aspect of, ESG goals. How does this affect the environment? What does climate change play into this role? And then me, I'm the finance guy, that's what they call me. So I like the numbers, I like to see if this is possible. Can we put it in pencil? That interaction of just 4 different personalities brought 4 different perspectives. And it was really cool to see how we came together and worked to make something, real, so. Yeah.
In your case study project, what was the thing that you're like, wow, I didn't realize all this took place to make this happen, for...
Yeah, honestly, it probably was when we were actually given the case. The case itself was 14 pages long, and they had a lot of different things. I think the one that stuck out to me the most was the zoning restrictions. That's something that I first didn't understand, but I would say that's the thing that stuck out the most because it gave us the direction of where we were gonna have to take the project, because based on the zoning, that can make this either a very strenuous process of trying to get it rezoned, or if we go with the zoning and be very creative in our methods of producing a place that can still provide what the residents need, but staying within the restrictions of laws, that would probably be the thing that stuck out the most to me, because you have to kind of figure out that median zone to satisfy both parties. So that was what stuck out the most.
And what do you hope to take away from all this whole process?
Just honestly, I'm kind of receiving what I hope for, just a better understanding of what does real estate look like on a professional level? What does it look like as a Black minority individual? And how can I pursue something like this? Growing up, I knew that I wanted to do this, but I now know that this is possible for me going into that. So I really just hope to continue my education in real estate and continue, having this network here with these great individuals, the Cornell students, the professionals, the advisors, and I really just hope to continue that connection and to learn as much as I possibly can about real estate before I actually go into the industry.
And what inspired you to want to enter into that industry? And you can answer that question with that answer, kind of what inspired me, and then go into your answer.
Of course. What inspired me to kind of pursue this was just the level of belief that people had in me pursuing this. I love people. I come from Louisiana, and the Southern hospitality and just providing people with a great time, a place to make life worth living, improving the quality of life. What inspired me was Mr. Ali Day. He happens to be the founder of the Payton Society For Minority Students, and he reached out to me my freshman year. He knew my city. He knew what Monroe was, crazy. But he was like, man, like, I believe in you. Like, this is possible. You can do these things. I never would have thought about working with Cornell University, working with great businesses in real estate, if it wasn't for him to reach out to me and just be like, hey, like, I believe in you. There's opportunities to learn more about it. Let me show you a greater picture of what you can achieve within this industry and not just one way of doing it. So I'll have to just, pin it all on him, but also the great professionals that were around along this journey that really inspires me to just keep going, honestly.
Okay. Anything you'd like to add that I didn't ask you feel that you want to share about your experience here? Have you been to New York before? Or, just whatever you want to share.
Of course, as you probably could tell, I'm a talker, but it's just because my heart is so full. Yes, this is my very first time in New York City. Coming from down south, I don't see places like this, but places like this here kind of expose me to show like the world is so big and there's so much that you can achieve. I met the CIO of JP Morgan and Chase, the Chief Investment Officer. That's big. Being in rooms to have intimate conversations with these individuals makes my heart so full, but it also encourages me to keep going. So I really just want to say thank you so much for providing me with this opportunity and the other students at our historically Black colleges and universities to just be able to be in rooms with these people. Like people like us, I will say that we don't always feel like we can be in spaces like that, but this shows us that it's possible and anybody can do these things. So as we finish our college experiences, I just want to keep going. So thank y'all so much.
What has this been like for you? Just what you were just saying about this being a great experience.
This has just been, like I said, it's eye-opening, it's inspiring and encouraging just to keep going. Like, it's like these people, they're like rooting for us. Like, yes, it's hard, but I want to be pushed and I want to continue to grow, and they make this possible. They say this is real, we just have to go for it and you have to try. In our JP Morgan session, they said, we just look for people that are willing to learn. They really emphasize just being a lifelong learner and just asking inquisitive questions, always inquiring, not being afraid to be curious. And a lot of times, we come in spaces with people that are professionals, are highly prominent, and we want to shrink ourselves, but these places, they allow us to just grow and be fully ourselves in any environment we're going to. So that's really, just big inspiring.
In your journey of, entering into the real estate industry, commercial.
Yes.
Right, commercial, which, in that process, did you ever imagine this being a part of it? And as you met, President of JP Morgan, was that ever in your imagination of this will be part of that step?
It's no exaggeration to say that I would not have expected this at all. Going to my school, I was torn between going to A&T or UNC Chapel Hill because my school doesn't offer a real estate program yet, not yet. But I'm glad that I chose the path that I did. I'm glad that I said yes to the opportunities that were presented to me. I mean, Ali, you've been asking me for like 3 years, but I'm glad I said yes this time and just pursuing that. So no, I wouldn't have thought that, but I'm grateful that I said yes and didn't shrink myself and say no.